World Superbikes moves away from Portimao and over to the Netherlands. Welcome to the TT Assen for the Pirelli Dutch Round of the 2025 World Superbike campaign. And we're about to get going with the green light to start the qualifying Superpole. Hello everybody, welcome to Assen, and the Superpole is about to begin and the riders will head out onto the circuit for 15 minutes here for Superpole. This will decide the running order for race number 1 and the Superpole race later on today. This is going to be a very entertaining one. I wonder what we're going to see. Practice 2 yesterday. Top Rat Razgaglione wasn't fastest. I don't know, it's been a bit of a shake-up, and I think it needed to be a shake-up as the green light goes on. We're now underway. Riders will head out onto the circuit then for the first time today, and we have supreme action ahead of us. And there's Sam Lowe's watching on. Just 15 minutes in length then. Let's check in with our commentators over at TNT and see what they make of it today as well. Good morning to Greg Haynes and James Toseland.
And, you could tell why each of them blamed each other, because there was an argument on both sides, and I do sympathise, but at the end of the day, it was the opening lap. They were trying to get to the same part of the circuit. Scott Redding had a bit more right of way because he was on the inside, and Bautista leaned on him, didn't leave enough room, and they collided together. So a racing incident, but it's just added to a little bit of controversy, which we don't mind, do we, in World Superbikes? It just adds to the tension. And we've got the two BMW factory riders, Michael van der Mark and Top Rack, coming down pit lane with Axel Bissani, who's been flying on that big motor, as Alvaro Bautista now exits the pits as well.
And we do have an interview with Scott Redding coming up later in the show, in which he quite honestly talks about this man, Alvaro Bautista. Here's the pole sitters then from the last 4 years. And once again, best wishes to Jonathan Rea, the most successful rider here. 17 wins on a single circuit for Jonathan Rea here at Assen is a record for any rider in the 37-year history of the Superbike World Championship. And he's got 13 at Portimao, which is the second best in the record book. So what a shame Jonathan's missed Portimao and Assen. Hopefully, fingers crossed, he will be back for Cremona in 3 weeks' time. Now, as you were talking, James, did you hear the cheers of approval from the crowd in the background, because Michael van der Mark was leaving his garage, hopefully no problems this morning, and he's just towing around his teammates. Top Rack following him at the moment. Here's Booliger, he is your championship leader, 29 points ahead of Top Rack. Van der Mark 10th in this championship, and really could do with a good weekend. But here's Scotty, looks as though he's changed suit supplier as well this weekend. That's been a bit of a talking point, I know, online and in the paddock.
Yeah, I saw him on the grid last time out in Portimao, and his team were kind of roughing the back end of his leathers up to, I would imagine, try and get some grip, because as you are shuffling around the bike at such high speeds, especially here at Assen, you need a certain level of grip with the leather suit onto the seat, so you can feel stable on the bike, so you're not slipping around and losing that kind of anchorship. You can see the fans he's got there with the flag number 45 and the Reading merchandise all on the hill. Ooh, it looks like Iannoni's having a bit of a technical issue. Or is he just waiting for someone to find? No, I think he's just waiting for someone to find for a bit of a tow. We know that Iannoni, he always looks for Bolega or Bautista. Today, why not have a go at the other factory rider?
I just took the shortcut actually through that Go 11 garage when I left you and Shaky in the pit lane to come back up towards the commentary box. It was a nice calm atmosphere in there. Dennis Sacchetti with sponsors and guests. Quite a lot of guests actually here at Assen this weekend. I know Pata Yamaha have a particularly large number of guests, don't they? What about BMotor? James, it was a literally pointless weekend for Lowe's. Alex, that is, last time out in Portugal. The crash in Superpole did not help. Then he got a lap in for 5th, but it was taken away because of yellow flags, as Montella had crashed. Alex Lowe's didn't score a single point. He's got to go well this weekend. So has Remy Gardner, for that matter. Remember, he scored his first podium in World Superbikes here last year. It could so easily have been 2, but he left the door open for Alex Lowe's at the end of the Superpole race into the chicane. He's not had a podium, though, the Remster, ever since, so can he grab a second one, I wonder, this year?
He should have had a double, shouldn't he? Because he got robbed right at the last, in the final chicane, did Remy Gardner last year, but then he did get that podium in race 2. Fabulous performance. Obviously, Moto2 success here as well a few years ago now, but Remy on this R1, we know the R1 does very well around here. Obviously, Andrea Locatelli is leading the pack so far. That's all going to go out the window now as the world champion comes through this final section here. here, turn 14, 15 into the last Ramshook chicane. That's Remy Gardner exiting the last chicane, and then Top Rack is going to be closely followed. And what's the opening gambits? 33.2 from Gardner. Here comes Top Rack, 33.2 as well. So that's a pretty good lap time from the Aussie compared to Top Rack.
Yeah, the top four, Top Rack, Gardner, Alex Lowe's and Domi Aegerter are all on record pace for this weekend so far.
And that's the best thing about it. This is becoming faster and faster and faster above every single second. Daniel Petrucci goes to the top. 133, 169 now as well. Here comes Adrian Bautista across the line. Oh, it doesn't improve, stays fourth. 133, 264. Ian Oney looking good. Locatelli up then as well. There comes across the line. Buliga to the top. 132, 760. Okay, so reframe as Tat McKenzie goes to 14th place now as well. New all-time lap record has just come in from Nicolo Buliga. Just faster and faster and faster. It's getting so impressive now what he can do. He's the only one who's taken it up with Top Rat Razgaliolu over the past couple of, well, race weekends. I mean, the two. Oh, touch of the grass there as well for the rider just ahead of Buliga there. You see, and there's 21. Had a bit of a moment as well, down. Coming through, I think, into where the 2017 are. Was that Scott? It was Scott Redding who touched the grass. Oh dear. The 45. Top Rack across the line. Stays fourth. 133, 272. Doesn't improve. Petrax, Bautista, Locatelli on lap times as well. We now join Daniel Petrucci down to the chicane at the end of the lap. Right, left, right again. Open up the throttle up towards the line, and it's third. 133, 559. Here comes Adrian Bautista. Over. Fourth still. Top Rat's dropped down into fifth position. Bautista now to fourth. 133, 207. Locatelli in P2. We join number 55 out of the chicane, touching the green. Race control might have a look at that. Over the line, doesn't improve on time. And track limits for the 7 of Aiki Lukanoa at turn 17. So yeah, he did get caught out of that one. Yeah, so Lukanoa getting caught out on race control as well there, as messages flash up on our screens. So Buliga top at the moment, which is what we like to see. And this is certainly becoming an entertaining weekend. 8 to go.
Third now.
Yeah, that's because Petrucci, as it flashes up on our timing screen, has had his lap time taken away for exceeding track limits at turn 17, a.k.a. the Gert Timmer chicane. I mentioned that at the top of the show. Remember what happened to Locatelli and to Top Rack on the Yamahas back in 2021. They both lost positions at the end of the Superpole race for touching that green paint. This is going to be interesting if we stay with the BMW riders and venture into the garage.
Bassini.
Hopefully the Dorna World Feed will take us in there.
And Bassini's a lap time cancelled too.
Gus, not just between the riders and their crew chiefs, but maybe between the two riders themselves. As they get back in, we're seeing other lap times taken away for exceeding track limits at the chicane. Bassani has lost one as well, and Bassani's been going well this weekend. He was 6th in practice, and he is still 9th quickest at the moment, despite losing his best lap time in this session. Now let's have a listen into Top Rack and Phil Marin, his crew chief.
Okay.
I tell you what, Phil Marin, he's a class act, isn't he? He didn't even let Top Rack say anything to him. You know, Phil Marin's obviously watched the screen, watched a little bit of footage, seen the sector times, and then he's telling Top Rack where he's going to go with his second run. He already knows before even Top Rack relays any information at all. This is a lovely slow-mo of Nicola Buliga coming out of the final chicane. Just got to see that little rise in the middle of the chicane. Be very careful not to get on the gas too hard. We've seen a few high sides out of there over the years as Nicolo takes a little sneaky look over to his right to see what the pit board. But look at the grandstands on the left. The fans here in Netherlands, they love their motorcycle racing, and I think, Greg, they are going to be in for a treat. Let's see what's Locatelli saying.
I mean, honestly, I really don't know. Best is just get ready and
Difficult to make out what they're talking about there, but I don't think they're going to get too much more out of that R1, are they? They're doing a fantastic job, provisionally in second.
Yeah, they've got some chassis upgrades, we believe, as a result of a super concession, but what they really need more of course, and they keep saying this, is power. That was Tom O'Kane he was talking with there, who Paul Denning had been pursuing as a crew chief for many a year. They've worked together in the past. He's been drafted back in from the MotoGP World Championship. It seems to be, I mean, their connection seems to be brilliant, doesn't it? It really does, actually.
Yeah, it's really made a difference, Tom. This is Top Rack now for his second run. I wonder what they've done to the bike. I wouldn't have thought they'd have done too much. As we were seeing with Petrucci, the difference that they make in qualifying.
Well, at the moment, this man is off the front row of the grid. Now, you'd be surprised if he doesn't end up on it by the end of the session, wouldn't you?
Oh, well, he's going to try. You know that. Who's that on his left? That's Bassani, isn't it, on the promoter? So we'll see how he gets on as well. At the minute, he's got a banker lap in. Where's Bassani? He's in 9th place. Sam is in 10th at the minute. Where's Alex? Alex Lowe's is actually in 6th. That's a great first lap for Alex as well on the other promoter. So, but 5 minutes to go. Second run. Qualifying tyres are in the bikes this weekend. We haven't had them for Australia and Portimao, but they are making an appearance here. And the qualifying tyres, the Pirelli qualifying tyres, they are something special. So don't blink in this one.
And what about this for an unbelievable first run? Tara McKenzie on the MIE Honda is in 14th position. Listen to all the people he's in front of. Redding, Vandermark, Gerloff, Lecuona, Sofoglu, Rabat, O'Halloran, Vickers and Zaidi, who at the moment is...
Greg. Nicola Bulliger, he's not happy at all with what Bassani's just done to him. I'm not sure, I didn't see that, but Nicola Bulliger, look at him.
Well, I think he needs to back off now.
Absolutely furious.
He needs to slow down now and save the tyre. There's no point pushing on, and he is pushing on. He might as well save that qualifying tyre. I remember Leon Haslam, Sylvain Ginterly have done this in the past. There's no point waving his arms around.
Bulliger's really furious.
I'm not sure what happened. He's obviously unhappy with somebody, or is he... no, it's... apologies if you saw that on screen. He's obviously something's happened there with Axel Bassani previously on a few corners behind, but Nicolo, get your head back into gear and get on with it.
Yeah, keep your head, Nicolo, keep your head. That's unlike the Italian. Here we go, we're on board with him now, and he's coming up, he's already shaking his head through the Ruston hook. This is where we saw a similar disagreement between Charles Davis and Jonathan Ray. Jonathan unintentionally held Chassup, if you remember, back in 2017, and Jonathan was given a grid penalty as a result. Now, has Bulliger gone calm enough at the end of that lap to keep his qualifying tyre alive to get another lap in?
Axel Bassani is in a beautiful place just behind Torres Gatioglu, and Nicola Bulliger has got a lovely piece of track in front of him as well. Before, I think it's Ryan Vickers on number 17 on the Ducati. Yes, it is. There it is. Number 17 there, going through turn 5. But we'll keep an eye on these first splits. Nicola Bulliger is under. Top Rack is a quarter of a second under at the first split, as well as Bassani. Vandermark is also under in 16th place. This is turn 7 and 8. Beautiful turn left and turn right. A positive camber through this corner here. Oh, looks like Bassani slightly wide into there.
Bulliger's not going to improve. He's 9/10 down after the first sector. He's 1 second down after the second sector. He's provisionally stood on pole position. But as James says, there's so many people trying to take it away from him. Sam Lowes is on an excellent lap as well.
Yeah, and add into that as well, Rasgalioli, who's up by 2/10 in that middle sector, now looking very fast in sector 3. Over the line, they will come shortly as well. Sam Lowes looking absolutely fantastic, up by consistent margins across the two. The 19th race link isn't working. Probably need to fix it before race 1. They're telling the teams, here they come then. We've got Bassini just behind Top Rack as they come out of the last corner. Over the line, Top Rack's going to go to provisional pole position, but for how long will he hold it? No, 55,000's down, over the line. Look at Sam Lowes out of the last corner, doesn't touch the green, and Sam Lowes takes provisional pole position. Wow! 132.596, how long's that one going to last? It's a new all-time lap record. Gardner to 6, 133.169. Alex Lowes, 8th at the moment. Locatelli not doing well. And Sam Lowes, an all-time lap record, currently with provisional pole position here at the TT Assen. Locatelli goes 6th. Petruck stays so far 15th. Hasn't improved. This is the final lap, though, that they're going to have to run. Over. Petruck's to 7th. 133.130. Okay. Regroup. Try and go again. See what you're going to have to offer. What a fantastic little battle we're seeing here. Toprak Razgaliolu up in the first sector by 0.02 of a second. Not much else coming from it. He's sliding, coming out of Huskenhook. Keeping it together. Come on, Toprak. Nice, tight on the inside as they long through turn 15 into the final chicane area. Up to the line. What can Toprak do? Can he take it away from Sam Lowes? No, 0.4 down. Now he starts his final qualifying run. Baptiste not improving either. Really shocking scenes here. Take a look at the sectors.
Through sector 3, as the times flash up on our screen, Sam Lowes is the third different pole sitter, and it's his first pole, would you believe, in the Superbike World Championship. Another twist from nowhere, completely unexpected.
Bullega second, Toprak third, and it's going to be Bassani fourth because Bautista is not going to improve on that lap. He does a personal best lap time, but he's still in the middle of the second row in 5th place. And Locatelli here, he's just come across the line as well. As you can see, the rear tyres have gone.
Iannone stays out of it as well. He's not going to improve. Locatelli's up. So Petrucci, Iannone, Redding, O'Halloran and Zahadi, they're all out of it. No one else is improving on lap times. I think Sam Lowes has got his first ever World Superbike pole position. Well, I'll be very surprised if that is the case. He's on a Ducati Panigale V4R, so it still is a same competitive bike, but I didn't know Sam had it in him. What a time, what a stunner he's got on his hands. If he can battle with Bullega and Toprak alongside him on the front row. Toprak goes third. That confirms him into position. Bullega goes second. No one else improving. Sam Lowes has pole position for the Dutch World Superbikes. Fantastic lap.
Lowes pole, and look how hard he's still pushing on as he makes his way back around towards the pit lane. And the reason he's doing this, of course, is because he wants to know how this qualifying tyre is going to fare if he decides to use it in the 10-lap Superpole race here on Sunday. And he can celebrate for one more time through the chicane, the right, the left and the right. It's a little wheelie on. I'm sure there'll be another one coming as he tapes the checkered flag.
He's delighted!
Shaky Burns just joined us in the commentary box. That is fantastic for Sam.
What a result. Who saw that coming? I mean, 10th and 11th in free practice, the two Lowes twins. Sam done that lap, and he was all on his own as well. It's not like he even had somebody to follow, you know, but what a performance.
Absolutely amazing. Gorka Segura here, his crew chief, who's coming across from Honda.
And we've got a crash at turn 8. And is that Andrea Iannone? It is, yeah.
Here in World Superbikes. Like you say, that came from nowhere. Where did that come from? Oh, and Iannone has just crashed at turn 8, we're hearing. After the checkered flag, he's gone down at the Steckenbau. You can see the graphics on the left-hand side of the screen. So Iannone's had an incident, and that's why the yellow flags are out there. Well after the checkered flag, so I hope he's all right. But Sam Lowes on pole, how about that? We're going to have an amazing run to the first corner, aren't we? And there is Andrea Iannone making his way away. At least he's all right, but he's shaking his head. He can't believe it.
That's a very strange sort of accident and surprise to come through. Well, there we go. Sam Lowes, Nicola Bullega and Toprak Razgaliolu. That's your top 3 as we go into the race. A new all-time lap record and the Brits' first pole here at the Netherlands. We'll see you later on, ready to go from when we go racing at race 1. But next up here on JB Motorsports, it's the Women's World Circuit Racing, race 1 of season 2. Join us then. Bye-bye. Oh, lap time cancelled for the 22 as well. So that's Alex Lowes had a lap time cancelled for exceeding track limits. Okay. We'll see you later on then for the WCR and then race 1 of World Superbikes. See you later.